Hello again, friends. Well, I decided it was time to do a little scrap busting. And I have a bunch of bits and pieces here of things that I have been working on. And I'm going to start by chopping it up. Now, in the past, you've seen me roll up clay. You've seen me do several different things. But I've never tried the Stroppel Cane. So I figured I'd give it a try. So I'm just going to keep chopping these bits and pieces up. And I will link her original video, which is like 10 plus years old now. And in her video, she talks about using ends of canes, you know, like in those little bits and pieces that we cut off, that we save. And when she does her method, she just takes those small little slices of things and lays it on the black clay to create this really neat effect. And then Samantha from Jessima Tutorials also does one. And so this is more on how Samantha does it, by chopping all these little bits and pieces up. And this is not my idea. This is just me using up stuff that I've got sitting around. And I wanted to give credit where credit was due to both of those previous creators, that I don't take any credit for any of this idea. I am just following what they have previously done. And there is a hair in here that I was chopping up that I need to get out of there. Okay. We don't need my hair mixed in the middle of our clay. I have used pieces of clay that are, for the most part, inconsistent colors. Not inconsistent, similar type colors. There's blues, there's purples, there's a little bit of green in here, a little bit of gold and white and translucent, and maybe some purple and a little bit of black thrown in there. So I took some black clay and rolled it out, and I have it rolled out for me on a number 7. When I roll it out thinner than that, it starts getting very, very difficult to work with. And let me scoot this out of my way so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. See, it's folding over on me. And I'm just going to take a small little section, and I'm just going to cut it up into a couple small little sections, and then set these small little sections to the side right now on a sheet of paper. So that they're out of my way. And I'm going to take some of these pieces, and I'm just going to lay them out on here. The position doesn't matter. Color doesn't matter. I think that it would probably be a better choice if you are using colors that are in the same color family. You know, you wouldn't want to put colors together that wouldn't look good together. You know, like if I threw some weird random color in here that would just stick out like a sore thumb, you'd probably be like, why do you have that in there? Maybe this gold is just a little bit too big, and maybe even that gold kind of sticks out a little bit, and the pink that's in there is just a little bit different than some of the other colors, but that's okay. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm not doing it quite as thick as Samantha did it in hers, but I'm also not doing it as thin as Alice did it originally in hers. So I really want to give credit to them, and that's why I have continued to mention them. I am struggling with my creativity right now, and everything that I have created of late, I have ended up not liking. It's ended up in the scrap pile or in my scrap bag or just set to the side. And so Maybe this will spark my creativity, and in the process, yours as well, because I'm not really sure what's going on with me right now, but I'm not liking anything that I'm creating. So I'm gonna put this guy on here. I didn't quite get it totally covered. Come on, there we go. I'm gonna take it and roll it. And start smushing it flat. Oh, come on. It's summer, it's sticky. Change the direction that I'm rolling. It will change the way that the clay is impacted on the inside. When you feel like you have things nice and compacted, I can still see that there's some air bubbles in there. I'm gonna turn it back over. Okay. I think I'm gonna cut it in about the middle. And there's the pesky hair again. Okay, so I can put it together this way, or I can flip it over, kind of mirror it to itself a little bit like that, but I don't really think that I want it mirrored. But again, I still, see I've got too much gold right there in the center. I'm just gonna offset it just a little bit. And roll it some more. And then I think I'll do it again. And then bring these pieces back together again. The more you do it, the more smushed your layers will become. Let's can I go like this? And it's up to you if you want to cut it again or not. Or leave it the way it is. So, this back end doesn't work quite as much because there's the black pieces that I've got in here, I think are a little bit too thick. Kind of like right over in here. But let's see what we've got. More in the front. That's really pretty. Let's see if I can keep my blade straighter this time. Yeah. Oh, and there's another hair. Still too much of that gold. Then you can take these pieces and use them as backing. You can use them to make their own pieces from it. You can use it to add it with something else. You can make other canes like this and put them together. But, you know, it's better than them just sitting in a scrap bag for you to maybe decide what you're going to do with them. Like I said, my creativity has been really stalled lately, and I bought some gold clay. I wanted to do some hidden magic, and a couple pieces that I made, I did not like how they turned out. And then a couple videos came out this same week with it, and I thought, well, that was perfect timing. We're all apparently thinking the same thing, but I can't do it at the same time as well, so and then the other things that I made, I just do not like. Oops. But that looks really cool, you guys. It's almost gossamer in its effect. It almost reminds me of butterfly wings. You know, the way you get that really pretty, delicate pattern in between the colors and the black of the wings. Let's widen it just a little bit. See why I said you wanted to try and stay with fairly consistent colors. You can see little hits of the pink and the orange in there, but mostly it's blues and greens. And this blue right here and here, that's translucent blue, and that's the translucent with the gold right there. So let's go ahead and make a couple little earrings or something. I'm really drawn to this blue spot right here. I don't know why, I just am. And maybe, and let's see, can we get one more? Nope, not with that shape. Let's try this guy. And clear here and up there. It's kind of sad that the prettiest thing that I've made all week is with my scraps. I think that looks really cool. What do you guys think? Now, if you don't have a bunch of scraps laying around, but you do have bits and pieces of canes, old canes, that you don't like or that you're not going to use anymore, the way Alice did it in her video was just to take this small strips that she had already cut from things and laid it out in the black clay. So hers was thinner to begin with. So it's food for thought for you. You know, we are newcomers to this craft in comparison to the ladies and the creators that came before us. So it's always important to give credit where credit is due. What else can we make from this? you know, it would be really pretty, would be a bracelet from something like this. If you had one of the, and this is one of the bases for making bracelets, but I do not have one of those. And there's nothing that says that you have to keep it in the same order either. See, like I've got those blue down there. I could always put one up here like this and change it up as well. And then take that guy, add it in there. So you just keep putting it all together. So you've got something that's usable. Give yourself a nice big veneer sheet. So you have more room to work with than what I started with. That's really pretty, you guys. It's a lot of fun. And I imagine that there is no reason why you couldn't use white clay in between your layers. You know, it's entirely up to you to however you want to take this idea and move it forward, use it for something fun and beautiful. So I decided I was going to go ahead and do one in a brighter color as well. And when I started getting into my brighter scraps, it was like, oh my goodness, I have more than I even realized that I had in scraps. And it's crazy how many scraps I have accumulated, and I need to do something with them. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing again, this time with reds and pinks and yellows and whites, and I think there might be a little tiny bit of brown in here, and then there's a couple that had a little bit of purple and blue in them. So this ought to give us an interesting effect as well. So scrap busting, here we come. If you're wondering, I'm going to condition about this much black clay. And if you hear a little cheep twerping in the background, it's the cat toy. Laser on it, it spins around. The cats chase the laser as it makes this chirping bird sound. I love it. I go over to it and bop it and turn it on their own. And yes, it is in the other room. Let's see how we did. One. And two. Let's do one more. Three. That one's a little too thin. Looks kind of cool. Okay. Bring it a little closer. It reminds me of beef jerky. I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't look anything like it, but that's what I've got in my brain. Hey, what did you make today? Beef jerky. What did you make? I just need to give up. Well, I'm not ahead. Oh, bad. It's just bad. There's the back side. So it all just really depends on the colors that you use. So I think they need to work on condensing it a little bit more. And maybe I could cut this again and make it more of a square shape, and that might be better. We could do that now just for the sake of argument if you wanted to. Not that I got that very even, but you know. If you wanted to reduce it. Give it a little bit of stretch. Let's give it a little roll. That looks pretty neat too. So here, I'll cut another one. So you can see the difference. Not reduced, unreduced. It's actually really kind of pretty seeing all those different colors in there. Reds and pinks and oranges and yellows and whites. A little bit of hits of blue and the purple. I'm curious. How do you think one like that might look? Let's try it. That actually looks pretty cool, you guys. I actually really like that a lot. Those will make really cute earrings. What do you think? Here's the triangle ones. This one's not quite level, but it'll level out when I sand it, buff it, and resin it. I really like them. It's completely and totally different. And yeah, we've all done stripes before, but it's a completely unique stripe effect. And we can take it and incorporate it into other pieces of work. You know, make a whole strand of necklace pieces. Could put it into sections for a large pendant. Use it for backing. Use it for one side of a pendant. Use it as a bracelet. Small little earrings. Well, guys, you know as well as I do that the possibilities with our polymer clay ideas are really only limited by our imagination. I'm gonna bake this, and I'll be back. We're back. They're out of the oven. Here are the square ones that I made, and the little square ones in comparison for size. And then I have these guys. And if you look really closely, you can get some of the details in here from the other canes, or the leftovers that were in there. There's some of that gold in there. Here's these little guys. And then these leftovers of this cane, and I just rolled it and did it in stripes so we could get a comparison of what the Stroppel cane looks like versus just rolling it up and doing stripes. Pretty cool, huh? So here is some of the warm tones that we did. This one's tighter than this one. This was the one that was the reduced cane. So this was when it was longer. And then this is what it, whoops, and then this is what it looks like when it's reduced. And then here's these guys. I love how these turned out. I popped them back in here with their earrings in the center to bake them. But I love how they turned out. So I still have to finish them, clean them up. But these are gonna make really cool earrings. And then there's these guys. These have a little bit more black in them, which tells me they were from more the edge. And then I made a couple little small ones in this squares, so you can get an idea of what different colors look like. So I got all of this, and I still have all of this material left to make other things with. So it's incredibly versatile. I think I'm going to try and maybe lay this on something, you know, like a pendant. This was a different pendant that I made for something else that I was just playing with. This is the back side of it, but you know, maybe laying it on something like this and using it as an embellishment to pieces that I already have. Small little piece of a makumegane, you know, that you could take a piece of and do something like that, just to kind of give you guys some ideas. With this, I'm going to keep experimenting and see what I can come up with. And I hope that you guys experiment with this and make something fun and creative and have a glorious day, guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Give me a like and a share. That really, really helps my channel. And have a glorious, wonderful, fantastic day, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.